Welcome everybody to the Slam Nest Podcast. I'm your host, Superhero Joe, joined by my two lovely co-hosts, Ekis Colt. Wait, on this side. Ekis Colt over here to my left, and down below, the father, the dad, and the holy trinity of the fucking podcast, Dopehead Dennis, aka What It Is 98. It is what it is. Welcome, babes. How we doing? How everybody enjoying these impromptu breaks we keep having on the podcast?
Hell yeah.
Shit,
I miss you guys.
I miss you too, man. It feels like this has been too long. I feel like I ain't talked to you in forever.
True. I mean, like, we saw each other last night, kind of, but I mean, you know.
If it's not 24/7, I'm gonna scream. No.
Unacceptable.
So for those of you that don't know, over where I'm from, we've been having a lot of bad weather, and we've had a lot of power outages, internet outages, partially why we didn't stream or do the podcast last week, and then I think we had another break just before that as well. And it's been kind of going all over the place, and they to be honest, they just finished restoring. I think they're at 98% restored power in Memphis. So I'm hoping that there's like our neighbors across the street, some friends of ours, they just got it back the other day, and it's kind of fucking shitty. But bad weather's kind of messed us up. We've had birthdays, we've had Valentine's Day, we've had a lot of crazy holidays where we have to be in it with our folks and family and whatnot. So it's been crazy, but the podcast is back where it needs to be. We try to do these as prominent to the date of recording, so it's kind of relevant, so you're not seeing content from like October or nothing. So hopefully shit kind of makes sense when we talk about it in real time. But nonetheless, today Eric's taking us through a Texas dream where massacres occur and
Texas nightmare,
murders happen. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, you guys know we all love fucking horror movies. We all enjoy a good slasher. Netflix decided to bring up and reboot, really, or remake, or continue the story, rather, for Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, they said it was a sequel, and I don't... What?
Which is like, I hate when they do that.
It's the same thing that they did with Halloween 2018.
At least that was like...
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, at least Mike Myers is kind of cool. Leatherface doesn't really strike me as an appealing, like, slasher, like... I mean, he's a horror icon, I guess, but like, I don't know. He's scary.
I was just talking about in terms of, discounting all the other films that were made and just making a sequel to the first original film. In this case, the one in 74. So they did that with Halloween 2018, and they did the same thing with this film. Yeah.
Okay.
So break it down for us, Eric. Was it a 10 out of 10 or what? Am I right?
10 out of 10 on the fucking bullshit scale, yeah. No, it's like, I don't know. It's the same. Like, there's a bunch of political shit in it. Like the whole inclusivity thing and all that stuff still takes precedent over the story. And the common argument that I hear, especially and this is people who say they're horror fans, but in my eyes, it doesn't really come off that way because I don't think they really know what they're talking about. They're saying that, it doesn't really matter. It's just a slasher. People are only there for the kills. And to an extent, I get that, but it's a very small part of the puzzle. If I want to just see gore and guts just for the fuck of it, I'll go play stick figure penalty chamber like I did in 7th grade. Like, get the fuck over yourself, dog. Like, that doesn't make it a movie just because it has that stuff in it. I need a little bit more. I need some substance. I need a good story. That's why these movies were successful in the first place, right?
Yeah.
There's a part of the character, whichever part it may be, that's intriguing and interesting. And it's, again, playing on the most common fear that we've been experiencing since day one, which is fear of the unknown. We don't know. They don't talk. They move slow. You don't know if they're otherworldly or fucking demonic or just crazy.
Right.
I mean, the whole I don't
supernatural,
know situation. Yeah, that's what drives slashers. So there's got to be some part of the story there that's good. And the reason why they're making another TCM film is because the story was good. And I'd like to mention too, like I think my favorite TCM movie, of course, besides the original, but a close number 2 is actually the remake. And I don't know how many remakes I can say that about. Not many.
What year was the remake? What year was that?
2003.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking more of a. Wasn't there like another one?
Yeah, there was Texas Chainsaw Massacre and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, which was a prequel to the first remake.
That's probably the one I'm thinking of. That remake was solid,
which are both okay. I mean, the remake, the 2003 remake, fucking kicks the beginning's ass, but still good. But yeah, I mean, and granted, a huge portion of why I like the remake is because Jessica Biel's ass. But she was so fucking sexy in that movie, dude. It's not even funny.
I fuck with it.
But yeah, like they did a really good job. It was really gruesome. It was shot super well. The suspense was there. It was really unsettling. And this Full Metal Jacket, what's that guy's name? The fucking drill sergeant. Like he played the cop, which was the uncle.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Let me
And this
see
is
what
in
that dude's name is.
are you talking about the Netflix one, or are you talking about?
No,
You're talking about the remake.
2003.
Okay. That's what I was like,
this one's he rebooted.
Arlie Ermy. Whatever. Yeah,
that guy, fucking brilliant, terrifying, and disgusting.
He really is.
Unsettling.
Yeah, so unsettling. So yeah, I mean, like I enjoy the franchise. I like it a lot. And Leatherface as a character, I thought they did really well with that film. They focused a lot on the family too.
Yeah.
Which was a big. It's doing something, not super new, but they took a new take on it, and they're doing something interesting, and it keeps you invested. This movie, I mean, it has kills, some good ones too.
That's all I've heard so far is like, oh yeah, it's
because nobody else has anything good to say about it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the only positive take out of the film was that. I think the guy who played Leatherface, I think he did an okay job. I think it's a little disingenuous to sit there. Yeah, well, a lot of people say that anybody can do it. They're in a mask. They just got to have like the right build and stuff like that. But no, dude, it's the way they move. It's the way they carry themselves. It's body language. That stuff's really important, especially to people like us who have, had some experience with this genre before. So yeah, the guy was good. He was okay. I didn't like the face he's got, but it's okay. I mean, I just thought it was a little lazy. It didn't look that great.
I was going to say, it seemed very choppy.
But it looked pretty weird, yeah.
The trailer, you can, if you pause it, there's a frame, I think it was where he's on the bus, like and he's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't, I don't fucking know. It just doesn't look appealing to me. Like, I know it's not supposed to be.
Said he looked like a crushed pug. Like a pug that got ran over by a bus or something, which is actually pretty accurate.
That's fucked. Because like the old ones though, because in this movie, if I'm not mistaken, it's just like just this face part, right? Like it just covers up just the face. But like in the older movies, it was like a full on mask with hair and shit, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like for the most part, wasn't it?
It was like a 3/4 mask, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
So it
but
went
it was
like just behind the cap.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, and that again, like you said, the laziness. Yeah, like come on, man.
Yeah, I mean that's something that especially somebody like me who's into that effect stuff and
oh really?
I like creating stuff like that. Right? Yeah. Oh shit! Where'd all this stuff come from? No, but yeah, I just thought it was there's nothing special about it. It was just there, which was fine, I guess. But and you said you don't care if I spoil it for you.
No,
right? I mean,
please, by all means. I'll probably still watch it and I'll get trashed.
When is this coming out? Is this coming out like midweek? Next week?
This will be out. This is Wednesday's episode. Yes.
That might still be a little early, so I'll leave some of that stuff out. The
plot points.
Well, the plot point, like you read the synopsis of the film, and it says social media stars or personalities or whatever go and try and buy this ghost town in Texas where Leatherface still lives, and shit goes wrong.
Who snorted a line of cocaine and was like, all right, I need a movie idea?
No, I mean, cocaine might at least give you like some energy to put into the script. This is somebody literally like just banging their head against the concrete. Like you got to do, I don't know, what's the quickest way to lose brain cells? That's what they did.
Do you see TikTok dances in the movie at any point?
You might as well.
Oh, okay. Rosie, get out of my shot, Rosie. Get out of here.
But I knew, I mean, it's these days with all these movies that are coming out, and it doesn't even have to be a remake or a reboot. Most of them, a good percentage of them, I've seen some decent ones lately, but some, I'll say most because that's been my experience. You kind of know what you're going to get even before you go in there. You're like, okay, this movie was made when? 2021, 2020, 2022? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to get the same shit.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And I knew as soon as I saw the trailer and the dude pulls out his phone and he says, try anything, you're canceled, bro. I was like, this is the kind of comedy you're going to go for here? Okay. All right.
It's like funny in a bad way. Like when I saw it in the trailer, I was like, what the fuck? Like
I was like, no.
Like they're really doing this? It's like
yeah. I mean, they've always had like cringy shit and like stupid one-liners and stuff like that, which to be fair, I know there's a lot of that stuff in the original films of all these franchises that we like. I didn't like them then. I don't like them now. I know that's not a popular belief, but a lot of people love all those fucking like Evil Dead one-liners and shit like that.
Evil Dead has a special place in my heart, though. Bruce Campbell is just like the man.
But it's nostalgia.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, if
I mean, you watch it now,
those movies, I'm not gonna laugh, but I'm gonna be like, my man. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
yeah, right. And it's like it's mainly based off of nostalgia, even though people don't want to admit it. If you go back and watch those movies now, you're not like, what a brilliant film.
No.
Yeah.
You're like, it's I love it because it was funny as fuck back then. I saw it when I was a kid, and it's like super entertaining, and that's what you're getting into, and it does exactly what it needed to do. But yeah, I didn't like that kind of shit then, really, and I don't like it now. So yeah, there's like it's a lot of that shit. The main character, I'm trying not to spoil a whole bunch, but she was the victim of a school shooting. And it was pretty tasteless the way they did that shit. And of course, there's a bunch of Second Amendment stuff in there.
My eyes are rolling so hard right now.
Right. Yeah. But the thing is I was really confused because with every movie nowadays, there's some sort of, underlining political message they're trying to push or, some side that they're trying to pander to. Well, one side that they're trying to pander to.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
So, yeah, seeing that stuff, it was weird because a lot of the time, like at the end of the movie, I was like, so wait a second. Are they saying fuck these woke people? Because Leatherface literally just murdered like 200 people and they were all gentrification fucking like woke ass social media people who came in to try and buy a town in Texas. So is that what I'm getting? But then again, like I was, and then at the end, like I said, the character that was a victim of a school shooting, the shit that she overcomes is she picks up a gun and has to shoot it, and she does it at the end. So I'm like, wait, are we pro Second Amendment now?
If these are the questions you're having to ask yourself at the end of the movie, I feel like the movie fucked up bad.
Well, and part of that is my fault because over the last 4 to 5 years, I've been conditioned to think this way. Like someone who's this invested in film, this is all I see on screen now. It's a media that I'm very much like. It's the same thing with music. I need to feel this shit. So like, if I go to a movie, I need to feel something. Or if I'm watching a movie, I want to be able to have somewhat of a connection. It ain't got to be a direct connection, but I need something to kind of be like, you know what? Like, hey, this is a good average movie or something. And like, I don't know, when you're doing all these extra things, like the whole fucking school shooting thing or whatever, it's like, I don't want to talk about these things. I'm here to enjoy the movie.
Like why? Yeah, exactly.
If I'm going
trying to get away from these things,
100%. Because like, if I want to watch a movie on that kind of stuff, I'll watch it. But like, if I'm going to watch a horror movie, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to talk about those things. I came for a specific style or feel,
Yeah, and we're all on the same page. Like, it's those things, of course, need to be talked about and all that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not discrediting any of that.
No, I know you're not. That's why I'm.
I'm just clarifying too.
That's why I'm adding on to it. Is just because none of us are coming from that area. There's a time and a place.
Yes.
And I think in entertainment is neither of those. It's not the time or the fucking place.
If I'm watching, if I'm watching a drama film or something like that, which I don't even really do. I don't watch anything like that. I like comedy movies. I like good action movies.
I love drama films.
I have to be in a certain mood, and it has to be like The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. I love that movie, and that was something I was like, wow, this is so different. I'm gonna give it a chance. Like, that's one of my fucking favorite movies.
That was a psychedelic art house film more than a drama film.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have your typical tropes that you would see. It felt like you were in a theater watching this shit. It was that kind of experiences I'm all about.
It's because it was focused on the story. And the script was great.
It's amazing how these things fucking work sometimes.
Right? Which is kind of how you're supposed to make a movie.
Yeah. And you guys give I don't want to take it away from you too much, but like, it's kind of like you guys give the Marvel movies a lot of shit. But like, coming from the comic era, when I was a kid, I collected comics. I have about 900 comics, maybe. And I have like my favorite ones on my shelf back there. But those stories are really compelling in their own sense, and then the movies have done a really good job with some of the different directors that have done things. Or like did you ever get a chance to watch Logan with I can't remember who directed that, but like, that film is the perfect encapsulation of like how some stories can get, even though he's a superhero. Like, they can get dark, they can get emotional. things like that. Like, and that's the kind of thing I want to feel some shit. If I'm gonna go and watch these movies, I need you to be able to pull me in a certain direction. I need to be able to be a part of it in some way.
That's why The Boys was so good.
I started that series.
No Way Home was great too.
I love No Way Home. I started The Boys pretty late because everyone was talking about it. I was like, I don't want to fucking watch this if everybody's talking about it. And
It's worth it though.
It's absolutely worth it. Yeah.
Worth.
Yeah. Homelander's like, he's got to be like my favorite superhero of all time. That guy's so fucked.
Or super villain. No.
I mean, he's a hero to me, dude.
Yeah. So you were saying though, like, would you recommend the movie to anybody, or like, is it a laugh, or like, how would you even bring this up in conversation?
No, it's not even like, like The Room, the most famous bad film ever. It's not even like that. Like, you're not laughing because it's so bad. You're just like, why the fuck is this on my TV right now?
Yeah.
At least with Scream had some cool moments that were like, I don't know, Ghostface is just a more of an appealing killer to me, maybe.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple cool kills, but somebody describing them to you is, I mean, it's.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Watch the movie again. Yeah, do it to develop your own opinions on it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. I just, I mean, I guess there's nothing really else to say about it. I saw it coming, so I'm not disappointed. It was just what I expected.
I think if they were gonna do, I mean, I low key want them to come up with some new killers, because some of the weird ones that have come out before, like I'm trying to think of The Collector was a really good movie that I enjoyed.
Terrifier is great. The second film is coming out this year.
Yeah, and what was the dude from, what was the fucking Sinister? What's the killer's name from Sinister?
Oh yeah.
I want to see more shit like that. Like, if you're gonna,
they made Sinister 2, and it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, no, I'm not saying make sequels to these things. I'm saying like the idea and innovation on some of these characters should be a little bit like you could probably make a movie about any of the masks in there that you have, and maybe come up with a really cool character and do some crazy shit. It just depends on, like, the nun from The Conjuring and stuff like that. Like, that's a great idea. That's a really cool, scary thing that you didn't think about. A demonic nun? What the fuck?
I had a plan to do a script of a movie, or like just write it. Like, I wasn't gonna do anything with it, but I wanted to like try and write a movie and see if I could do it. It's gonna be called Studio 66, but Dave Grohl just came out with a movie called Studio 666.
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't seen it, but it looks pretty bad. And I don't.
I'm gonna watch that because I love the Foo Fighters. I grew up around that stuff too, so I'm gonna watch it just because I know it's gonna be fucking stupid. It's gonna be like Tenacious D, like, kind of what you're getting into.
Yeah,
I love Tenacious D.
If it could only hope to be that good, that stupidly good.
Very true.
But the quick synopsis of it would be like, I don't know, two people who were kind of in love, and this is probably set in the 50s. They were songwriters together, like a duo, like we saw a lot back then. Some shit happened, and he ends up murdering the woman in that studio. And I mean, it's been done many times before, but I've had some ideas on what to do with it that's new. But she lingers. She haunts that studio, and it's later on, it's still open. That building becomes a music school, and anybody who still goes into that room experiences shit, takes her home with them. And
wow.
Shit starts getting wacky.
You need a producer for
I
this
have some
joint?
ideas. No, but I had an idea like that, but I don't think it's very everybody has the formula. The formula's worked forever. There's no need to change it. You can adapt and do new things and bring new shit to the table, which I highly recommend doing, and that's all the successful films do that. But the core equation is still there. I don't think it's very difficult to kind of try and come up with something new or take something that's been done and put a new spin on it. I don't think it's that difficult. So I legitimately get so frustrated when I see these new films. I'm just like, it just seems to me that, they're trying to fuck it up.
Yeah, it's like they're trying too hard, in the sense, like, they're really overthinking a lot of things. You don't need to make these social media whatever influencers. That does not need to be the plot. Well, you could have done a lot of different
studios too.
Yeah,
a lot of this stuff is in the streaming services and stuff like that. They're like, we want some woke bullshit on here because that's what people are into right now. That's gonna get clicks. That's gonna, that's
gonna sell
make
tickets
money for us.
Like in that case with Netflix, people are gonna want to watch it and whatever.
Well, that's why this movie got released straight to a streaming service. Like, horror movies, typically, most people like watching them in the theaters. I'm not one of them, but most people do. So that's where you're gonna see most of the
experience. Yeah.
One of the best experiences I ever had in a theater with a horror movies, I went to go see Paranormal Activity when it first came out. I'm in Memphis, right? And
It was all hype.
it was so fucking hype whenever some
All
shit
hype.
just hit the fan, and it was so fucking funny, and it was so scary. So like, you know, it's one of those things where because you've ever like seen something in a movie and you gasp or you laugh really loud and you're like you kind of feel embarrassed because you laughed a little too loud or you did it. There weren't none of that. Like everyone felt comfortable to get hype, and that's like the best. I love shit like that. That's again going back to like that energy is very crucial, and
that's like
that's why I like it. Yeah,
theater viewing. Yeah, that's why a lot of people went to see horror movies.
But not Eric.
It's a good reason to get your arm behind the girl you're trying to buy dinner.
The old popcorn hole trick.
You hang out with your friends and everybody's loud
Counting
and shit.
shoulders,
It's fun. It's fun.
The old popcorn cutout trick. Yeah,
they've lost it a bit, man, and it really is kind of sad. But I don't know. I hope just one day, this shit will be over and we can kind of get back to the good times.
You told me the other night that the last time you were at a theater was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know how it is over there for you guys, but over here they just added in because the theaters are really trying to get people to be comfortable. Like at the theater that we go to, they added a mini bar or a bar inside, so you can go get drinks and actually get kind of trash, which is kind of lit. They're expensive, but what isn't at a movie theater? They added even more food, and then they added the recliner chairs with. You guys have that there?
Yeah.
The theater I went to see Jackass Forever. Yeah, it was the same thing. You could get like beer or wine, and all the chairs were like recliner.
They're really trying to get you to be in the theater and enjoy it. But I kind of low key feel like they're trying to really harp on the whole at home kind of experience. I like being uncomfortable in my chair at the theater. Like those are when you were a kid and shit, and the shit's just like bopping back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like
damn.
Popcorn spilling everywhere. I don't want to. I'm gonna go to sleep.
How do we become friends, bro? How do we become friends? We're so just polar opposites. How the fuck did we find each other?
Love is the answer. But like, does that?
I like being fuck no, I don't like being uncomfortable.
But like, I'm saying like that's what you get. Like that's the experience.
I get it, yeah.
And like if I go on a roller coaster and they're like, hey, get on the roller coaster, and I get on the roller coaster and it goes 2 miles an hour, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. If I get on a roller coaster and it does what I want it to do, let's fucking go. Like. And so it's kind of like I feel like they're taking a lot of things and they're really overhyping some extra shit. Like I don't know, it just feels like some of the experience is losing it because I don't want to blame the Marvel movies in that sense because theaters have been packed and crowded because of all this hype around those. But like I feel like we're getting away from that, and the at-home experience is kind of the convenience is more of the importance here, which I get. You got to make money.
We're definitely stepping away from the Marvel era because, and I'll tell you why. Every Marvel show that's come out on Disney Plus,
fucking banger. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody hates them, dude.
I love them.
Marvel fans fucking despise them, and they're saying, at least the reviews that I've seen and stuff like that, and the people on YouTube that I watch who review shit.
The Netflix ones were kind of hit or miss here and there, but the Disney Plus ones, they were
like WandaVision. I didn't hear good things about it. Loki heard horrible things about it, bro.
Are you kidding me? Who are you talking to?
I mean, why the fuck do we have a show for Hawkeye?
Because it tied in to some more things. I'm gonna spoil a little bit of that. So like,
nerd.
With Hawkeye being more down to earth, you get some of the more down to earth heroes like Punisher, Daredevil, who they're all setting up to bring into the Marvel universe and the MCU.
Okay.
So you saw No Way Home. You know Matt Murdock's in the fucking movie. So they're setting up these things. Kingpin was in the fucking movie, or not the movie, in Hawkeye. They're setting up other characters like Blade and Moon Knight and all these other smaller heroes that are getting some resurgence. So
Moonlight looks cool.
WandaVision and
Moon Knight or whatever.
Oh, he's the Marvel Batman, but in my opinion, way more fucking badass.
I'll watch it because I like Oscar Isaac.
Hell yeah.
I don't know shit about the character, but I like Oscar.
I don't know a lot either, but he's a really cool fucking character. I have maybe like 3 or 4 comics on him, but he's the man.
And mind
I've
you, I
never
know
heard
nothing
of him until the show.
I know
honestly.
nothing about Marvel. I know nothing about the comics.
Okay.
Mind you, I'm saying this because
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, it's the woke stuff that we were talking about before. Like the thing that I was hearing about the Loki show was that the girl version of Loki or whatever was happening in that show. Like it's just the unnecessary nature of that whole thing. And like Loki was supposed to, the reason why he has such a fan base is because Tom Hiddleston, that's his name, right?
Yeah,
I think the guy that plays him.
Sexy bastard.
Yeah, he's super handsome. He did a really good job in the Thor films, and stuff like that. But this show kind of just shit on him and did some questionable things for people who are fans of the comics and that character. In the WandaVision, I heard the ending just made. The whole show couldn't make up for that dumbass ending. That's what I heard.
I think it's a matter of the characters. So like, Marvel obviously has like a big plan for a lot of, and like with WandaVision and Loki, it was setting up the idea of the multiverse. So that's a big chunk of what they were doing in that show. As far as if you look at take it from somebody that's watched these shows with my wife like every week when they were coming out, and these are all character pieces in a sense. Like if you go watch Iron Man, you know it's about Tony Stark and about Iron Man, whatever, right? But you can't really break down a character outside of what you can with like an hour and a half, maybe a 2 hours runtime. And these shows, they're 10 episodes, all of them an hour, and each you have 10 hours to work with a character, 10 hours to develop things. And sometimes those development things do take some time. They do take a minute to kind of build up and make sense. Very much like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're relying heavily on the past to influence your opinion on the movie. Whereas if they're doing all this new shit, there's no direction. But these character pieces are really breaking down these characters. Wanda in the show, the Scarlet Witch, is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel series. She single-handedly in one comic series killed everyone. I'm not lying. She's probably the scariest of all the fucking comic book characters. People just don't realize it, and they really start to toy with that idea with the fact that she does the shit in the show that she does.
Is she supposed to be hot? Because that's not scary.
She's fucking you've never seen her in the comics. She's bad in the comics.
Why though? Like if you have a character like that's like super crazy, kills a bunch of people, and it's like you're supposed to be scary.
You think of power, you think of beauty. There's like some, and that female kind of like prowess, like almost like a Cleopatra kind of look. Like Cleopatra was like this divine fucking Egyptian goddess at one point, like, and she was loved by many, and she had this beauty. Like everyone knows her for her looks, but she had a dominant nature when it came to, how Egypt was run and shit. Like it's shit like that. I think that's where you see these powerful sex appeal.
Cleopatra ain't going pew 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 with red stuff and killing everybody.
You're not gonna break this down for me. I'm gonna beat your ass.
No, I won't talk about it. It's just like that's for me. Kind of like I'd just be like, okay, she's hot. She's sexy. But that's, as a man, of course, my caveman shit. Like that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not like, ooh, she's scary. But if she was looking like the fucking witch in Snow White, like, I'd be like, God damn.
I think there's a lot of it has to do. And I was talking to a buddy of mine at work with the whole Marvel series too. And I was telling him, like, I was really worried what they were going to do after the Avengers saga was all done. I was worried how this was going to go. And that was their introduction. That first, like, 3 phases that they did with the Infinity War and Endgame and all that. That was their, hey, new people who don't know shit about Marvel, come watch this movie or watch these movies. Yeah. Know these characters, cool. Because in this next series that we're getting with, or the next phase with like the TV shows, it's all for the hardcore comic fans. No one knows who Moon Knight is like that. And if you do know him, you're a fucking nerd. Like you have the comics probably, or you heard about him because you were involved with it. And this is more
which is probably
to the
why
nitty-gritty.
They attached Oscar Isaac to it.
Yeah, and well,
like nobody knows who the fuck this guy is.
Right, and it's
let's make this guy play him.
They're trying to get into some of the more weird stories because, like, in the new Doctor Strange,
Morbius too.
Well, yeah, like Morbius is not a super well-known Spider-Man villain, but he's to a core group. He's in the Sinister Six at one point. Like, he's a motherfucker, and he's a fucking vampire. But they got Jared Leto to do it, bring people in, get people to.
He's crazy.
Right, like I understand their tactics and what they're doing, and to me, as a comic book fan that knows a lot of shit, it's kind of exciting to get all of this stuff on live action now.
Why don't we get that R rating though? I mean, you got Morbius who's supposed to be biting people's necks out and doing crazy shit. Why is it?
I don't know. I think that has to do with Sony. Maybe
Marvel is just I feel like more family, like family audience based.
The minute I'll be mad if they do that shit to Deadpool because Deadpool should be rated R constantly. But like in Morbius, it can get that way. I wouldn't be surprised if like Morbius 2 they wanted
Venom,
to be. Venom could have been a little bit crazier, but it's hard to give it that rating when
hell of a lot crazier.
It's hard to give it that rating when him and Carnage are fighting the entire movie in the second movie. And
isn't Carnage like a fucking pedophile or something like dirty?
He's a serial killer. Okay. He's very demented in the comics and stuff too. I'm pretty sure he's done some fuck shit. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's just I think about all the possibilities with that R rating, and it just seems And people talk shit about it all the time. They're like, do you know what you can get away with in PG-13 movies nowadays?
Yeah.
You don't need an R rating. Blah, blah. I'm just like,
when you're the movie association or whatever, like I think it's something a matter of like if it's like alien on alien violence, like in Venom and Carnage or whatever, they can't really restrict it or something. But like if you have Venom killing a lot of humans, then they're like, oh hey, whoa, you gotta do this, do that. I think that it has something to do with what they're doing,
right?
Yeah, and the second one, not that much.
He fucking eats people.
Yeah, but like in the movie, it's not written in there that he does that often. Like he does it, but like it's not his whole character. You know what I'm saying? So I guess
gotta eat. Is that all just like off camera?
They address it in the movie though. They do talk about like he has to eat like chickens in the movie because Eddie Brock doesn't want to kill people, and Venom does. So like their coping mechanism is like they just feed Venom chickens. How
funny would it be like if you actually got a scene where you get to see him tear somebody apart and then Eddie's like, dude, what the fuck? And you just see like body parts everywhere or some dude cut in half. It'd be fucking hilarious. I'd be dying. I'd be on the ground laughing my ass off. It's that kind of stuff. It's like, bro, just come the fuck on. It's a Marvel character anyway. You're gonna get people in the films or in the theaters. It's gonna make money. It's gonna do really well. You have Logan, Deadpool, Blade, all these fucking franchises that have done so well, made a lot of fucking money.
Did you ever see that original trilogy of Blade?
Yes, it's the best. Wesley Snipes is my fucking guy.
I am so excited to see Mahershala Ali play him. Which I think if anyone was going to pass the torch, I feel like Mahershala Ali, just knowing the level of actor he is going to bring some cool shit to Blade. I think it's going to be fucking dope. I'm just so excited. Yeah, but again, another character that just like
this should happen in 10 years though.
Yeah, I know.
Like, Wesley Snipes is still around and still good.
Yeah,
why the fuck is there a new Blade?
Maybe he'll have a cameo. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just not up to age to do that kind of thing anymore. Because you know those movies.
He was just in that Kevin Hart movie.
Yeah, but you know. Kevin Hart movie.
He looks good.
I know what I'm saying is
I'm not saying there's a bunch of action and like wire work and shit. No, I get it. I mean, but a lot of these people don't do most of that shit anyway. They have stunt doubles and a lot of CGI. So at least if you could get his face in there, like that's the Blade we all know and love.
Yeah.
Like I love Mahershala Ali. I think he's great, but there's no need for that right now. I don't think.
I'm not mad at it. And maybe he's not one to do it.
I mean, he would be. I'm sure he'll do great. But there's just, I mean, Wesley's still good, bro.
Yeah,
I think. I don't think has some debilitating cancer or something that's preventing him from doing it. And I think I saw something in the headlines of like they didn't even hit him up. They didn't say shit to him. I think the first time he saw some shit was like at the fucking press conference when they announced it or something.
Mahershala Ali too. Like he's already been in the MCU. Technically, he was the bad guy in the Luke Cage Netflix series, which if you haven't seen, viewers, listeners, whoever, highly recommend. Wu-Tang is in it, and it's fucking cool. But he plays the villain in that, and he's fucking scary.
He gets killed off, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, towards the end, but like he's scary, and he's just a normal dude. He doesn't got no superpowers or nothing. He's like a mob boss, and just his presence and demeanor is very like, fuck.
Well, his dramatic role in the Green Book too, like that was phenomenal. He did such a good job.
Moonlight too, man. I know that's kind of like a typical go-to, but Moonlight is fucking fantastic. That is that again in that drama style. Like if I'm looking for some shit, I'm gonna get some good shit. But yeah, Marvel's got some cool things in the works, and a lot of people, I think. What happened?
I know we're on Marvel, but I just remembered, Antlers just came out, and that's a good. Yeah. That's a good horror.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on HBO Max. Yeah,
it's a good.
I don't know anything about that.
Fucking monster movie, dude.
Have you seen The Ritual on Netflix?
Yeah, it's another great monster movie. But this one is like, The Ritual was what, 2017?
Yeah, 2018 or something like.
Yeah, it's around there.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
So this one's at least a new film after all the, the fucking woke bullshit happened. That they didn't focus on any of that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's very true.
They kept all that out, and it was mainly a story about a kid who was dealing with parents that were battling with addiction, but instead of, the needle, which was in there, or it was meth for this guy.
It was
dealing with his dad turning into a fucking Wendigo.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's good, bro.
And his brother.
It's good. The ending was like, okay, all right, this fine. Like the movie was great though. Like the first 2 acts were fantastic. The end was a little meh, but still good.
The Ritual on Netflix and then Antlers on HBO. Those are the two I need to go back and forth. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my list. If I do that,
I would say I
rituals.
wouldn't say they're like super similar, but
They are
just
very
like with-
similar. Yeah.
if I do that though, Eric, and I gotta watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre this week. I have to work
I'm
tomorrow.
not telling you to do that. You're doing that on your own free will.
I have to
just
work
want you to remember
tomorrow,
that.
and then I have the rest of the week off because it's my birthday. Turn up. If I could recommend any Marvel show to you, okay? And I don't know if you've seen it. I would recommend the first and maybe the second season of Daredevil on Netflix before they go away, because I think they're going to move them to Disney Plus here soon, but they should still be on Netflix. Daredevil is probably one of my all-time like favorite. Like that show is fucking phenomenal. The fighting alone is incredible.
As long as it's not Ben Affleck, I'm down.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
What's the guy's
the dude
name?
who plays him is really great. Let me see. I'll search him up. real
Producer,
quick.
moderator,
also-
get on that shit.
Yeah. Also, we don't have to talk about this, but I just watched the first 2 episodes of Reacher on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Good.
I like it.
How are you?
I've seen the
messing with
trailer of it. Looks cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking with it.
The
it's-
dude who plays the new Daredevil's name is Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox, yeah, fantastic.
Cox.
You would love it. I think as far as like the drama, the fighting, the character building, I think you would like it. And then if you progress from there, let me know. We'll talk more.
Sure, I'll check out Charlie's cock. Wait,
You can do it.
what do you say?
Segue into the next subject. I wanted to talk a little on some shade. I'm gonna talk some shit, okay? I do not like MGK. I'm just gonna say
I
it.
never have.
You're not going to
So,
find a differing opinion in here.
We've talked
Yeah.
we've talked in the past on past podcasts about and I don't want to sit there and say I hate the guy. I don't fucking know the guy. I don't like what he does.
True,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
true.
I'm not a hateful person.
I don't like his shtick.
There we go.
okay?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
There you go. Repeat that real quick.
Yeah.
I don't like his fucking shtick, buddy.
Yeah. Fuck you, buddy. No, I'm a gamer here. No, I'm sorry.
Hey, fuck you, buddy.
I don't like what MGK does. And I don't like, and now again, the guy can go do the shit he wants to go do, it's whatever. I kind of hate the culture he's created. We've talked on the podcast plenty of times about our old scene days, about our old hardcore.
What do you mean you're old? You're still seeing. I see your TikTok.
True.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
I see it. I see it.
This was never a phase, mom. No. I hate that. Well, I don't want to say I hate. I really just fucking like that the fact that people are like, oh, I could be goth now and I could be emo and I could do this. Motherfucker, I went through some bullshit. I have friends that went through bullshit, that went through fucking, I don't want to get too political on this, but I had friends that went through life-threatening situations, and now everyone's kind of, it's a fashion sense, and I feel like he's making it okay to, am I getting my point across a little bit? Like, I just kind of hate what he's spewing out in that sense.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I hate that it's like,
I'm
oh,
picking up
I
a
can
little
be
bit where
goth
you're
now
coming
and I
down.
could be this. And motherfucker, you were a Barbie 2 days ago. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Take the black makeup off. You don't need it. You don't need the all black
he was
lace.
literally trying to battle Eminem like not too long ago, and then now what? Now who is he trying to battle? Like
Eminem
fucking
made that
Blink-182?
motherfucker. Yeah, that motherfucker made him switch
I hear you
genres.
guys. I hear you guys. I have a different reason for disliking him though, because like I said, I was never a scene kid.
And I
did
don't
try-
like his acting. I don't like his fucking acting either. No.
Preach, Dennis. Get it all out, babe.
Yeah, I don't.
say Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, I dislike him for other reasons. I think that, and it's another one of those like really enlightening moments. You know, just another scenario of where humans are just pretty fucking stupid.
True.
I think it's the genre hopping thing. He may care about music, but he's disingenuous with the way that he goes about expressing that, especially going from rap to pop punk, and then starts trying to tell everybody else how to do things.
Yeah.
When he just fucking got here.
Think you date
Which is-
Megan
pop
Fox
punk
and
is
then
an-
do whatever you want? Not on my
when
watch.
pop punk is another genre that I don't fucking care about. I don't care about rap. I don't care about pop punk. So none of that shit bothers me.
Really?
You
I thought you
fucking
liked a
have it.
little pop punk. Or no, what was that? There was some other style. I think you told me. I think it was just all metal. I can't remember. But I thought you liked.
pretty
You
much all
don't like no pop punk. No old school punk. No like
mean, I'll listen to,
thrash
like,
But
punk.
yeah, no.
I'll listen to like a Blink song if I want to be like, where are you?
I can't fucking.
You know, but that's it.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I,
Come on, dude.
I don't really
so
care about
far,
that.
bro. No.
Hell no. But yeah, I think a lot of his fan base, you know, they're kids. So sorry, kids,
Yeah.
but you're fucking stupid. We were too when we were your age. So sorry.
True.
So they don't get it. They don't understand like what's happening. They don't see the disingenuous side of what he's doing, and
Yeah.
just how fucking cocky and full of himself he is, and like his fan base doesn't care. because they're stupid. But anybody else that's an adult and has had years and years and of experience in the music industry, whether it doesn't need to be professional experience, but just being surrounded by the genre that they love and the people in it, they fucking know better. Yeah. So I think that, I don't know, kind of just sucks. But what am I going to do about it? You can't fix stupid. Like they got to learn. They got to go through that shit themselves. And when they're 30, they'll be like, God damn, I like that guy.
It just feels like a bitch slap to the face. Like it just feels like, come on, bro. Like I used to, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, coming from that, being the odd one out in my friend group or family or whatever you want to say. Like, and then now like 5-10 years ago, if I would have done like just black nails, I would have gotten so much shit about it. Now everyone's doing it, me included.
We'll still give you shit.
I know, and that's fine. But what I'm getting at is like, and I'm all for the progression on things and stuff like that. It low key feels like some bullshit. Like it just, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like MGK is going about it the wrong way. Now, if he would have done things in the industry the right way, in the sense of like, oh, I'm gonna switch genres, cool. All right, let me collaborate with other musicians in a certain sense. Like you can't just go, I got money, I'm gonna go hang out with Travis Barker or whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, right.
If it was more
for sure pop punk,
more accredited, maybe more relevant artists, I would probably give more attention to it in a sense, like you said, like Blink 182, or not Blink 182, if somebody outside of Blink 182, because I forgot Travis Barker was their drummer, but like Green Day or what's another I had another one.
Did you call Green Day pop punk? Ooh, their fans are gonna be pissed.
No, you know what I'm saying?
None of them will ever watch this.
I'm not saying that they're pop. I mean, just people in that punk scene. Don't viewers don't listen to Eric.
Just kidding.
No, but you get. I mean, like, oh, that's fine. I'm just saying, like in general, if you would have been more in it with the scene, it just feels like. What's like, instead of if I'm playing a game and I'm really grinding for some shit and this motherfucker next to me just swipes his card and he has all the shit in the game, I'm like, well, fuck you, I don't like you. That kind of sense. I'm a little drunk. I don't like MGK.
No, I get what you're saying for sure, but it shouldn't upset you because like I said, these kids are just dumb. Like, yeah, they're just stupid. So I mean, I don't know. Like, you shouldn't give it any thought. Honestly, I know. This shit was a lot different for us when we grew up, but they're I
respect that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, don't be upset. It's okay. I mean, he's got his little fan base. They can have their own little world.
Pause, real quick. Bye. All right, we're good. And we're back.
Well, while we're still on the MGK thing, I mentioned this to Dennis. Did you see his whatever? I think it was in an interview, but he was talking about comfortable footwear for bands on stage.
Yes.
Does this ring a bell for you?
Yes.
So, yes. I'm glad you know.
He was talking shit on bands that wear Nikes and like free runners and comfortable footwear on stage. He called them pussies, little bitches, and that they should put on some Doc Martens.
Yeah,
well,
don't like this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why he has access to his vocal cords still.
Yeah, true.
It's like the dumbest shit, bro.
Dumb fucking take that does not have anything to do with the actual music. Dress how the fuck you want, first of all. Wear the fuck what you want. But don't start talking shit on other folks, bro. Like, everybody just trying to do their thing. Who the fuck are you?
It's not even that complicated. You should just leave it as you're talking to bands who've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
And you're telling them that they can't wear Nike free runners on stage. They need to wear Doc Martens. And you're calling them stupid and pussies and bitches because they don't do it your way. So you think that they might know something that you don't?
I saw, was it Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse? I think he wears like these all black like non-slip like server shoes. You know what I'm talking about? Like some shit like. And when I saw him, I was like, "That man cold." He knows what he's gonna do. Yeah, he's that grip strength.
Yeah, but while you were out, I was talking to Dennis too. It's like this is the exact thing that happens when you have somebody who's surrounded by a bunch of people who enable him and blow smoke up his ass. Like I guarantee you, I don't think he probably remembers the last time somebody told him the truth or didn't, fucking try and put him up on a pedestal or, like I said, blow smoke up his ass. So he surrounds himself with people who are like, nah, bro, it's good. Yeah, fucking say that shit. I agree, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, he never gets an ego check or reality check or anything of that nature, it seems like.
I 100% agree.
So this is exactly what you're going to get. Just straight stupidity.
It's one of those hard pills you got to swallow and just be like, this is just what we're doing now. And
well, we don't have to swallow it, right? I mean, you're not like a crazy pop punk fan.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things that you just see and you're like, what the fuck? Like, who the, and I just
scroll past it now. I'm just like, okay, have fun with that.
Sometimes I will scroll past it, but other times I'm just like, can we all, like, I'll see it on Twitter and I'll accidentally read it or just glance at it or see it.
I don't have Twitter.
I love Twitter. That's besides the point.
Twitter.
Well, we can segue away from this to on our final topic of the next 15 minutes we have left on the pod. Speaking on the music industry as a whole, I've been seeing a lot of people take the independent route, put music out themselves, do things, and actually, because record labels really don't do fucking shit anymore outside of the whole promotional value that you might get or help with booking, or you kind of have a little mini team. But if you're smart, if you're a businessman in your own right or a businesswoman, you can kind of put these things in your direction the way you want them to go. And it's really cool to see the success of that. Like, I know we talked, I know you're not a huge fan of rap, like Chance the Rapper's a big one. I think Nipsey was another huge one that just did all his shit independent and made some good fucking money from it. You kind of pick your own team. And where do we think the landscape of these record labels and these companies, you think they're still going to be around for a good while? Or do you think we're about to see them fade out? Because if you sign me to a record deal and you're like, hey, I need 3 albums, all this record label is doing is pushing upload really for me when I could just push upload myself. It's just a matter of marketing myself.
It's a little bit more complicated. That's on the marketing side of things. And there's definitely some truth to that. But, a lot of these bands, they don't have startup money. They can't go get a loan from the bank and afford, $20,000 studio time or whatever. So there are still some groups that rely on that kind of thing. However, if you do what I do, not saying my shit's good, it's great. Still got a long way to go, but you do those things yourself. If you really care about it and you want a future for yourself and you don't want to have to rely on anybody else to do things, which I think is very smart and you should do that. That's what you need to do. In that case, you don't need $20,000 to go get studio time. You record at your house, you make it sound very good, you put it out. The only thing still nowadays is they can help you quite a bit, I think, with marketing. But that's what we're seeing right now, starting to fade out pretty quickly. I think a lot of it just kind of has to revolve. It revolves around money. Not somebody in my position, for example, I don't have friends that can. If I wanted to shoot a music video, I don't have anybody to help me with that. Yeah. And I can't afford to go pay some production company to help me make a music video. So I'm a little trapped in that regard. If I was working for a label, they'd be like, yeah, here's the money. You're not going to make any money because we're going to take it because that's how record labels work. But we'll get your video out there and
see where it goes from there.
Sure.
But it's just
maybe
like
get your name out there, yeah.
If you wanted to take a amateur approach to it, I say amateur in a very light-hearted way, but if you wanted to take whatever camera you use now and try to really set up shots and really do things, you could do it. It's a lot of work and it demands a lot from your already busy schedule, but you could 100% do that kind of thing too if you really wanted to pursue that, right, Eric? Or is there more of a technical thing to it that I don't know about? Because I imagine that. You could do it yourself essentially and record the music video with the camera you're using right now, and it's just the setup, the recording, and then the lighting, and then the editing can all be a little bit daunting for one person to do, I imagine. But I mean, because you could technically do it though, right? Like I've seen if I want to do music videos.
If I want to do still shots for everything, the problem with me is that I don't have a band. I play all the instruments.
Well, in that sense, you could record yourself doing it in all, like you said, like segments essentially. But it would
but like,
be a little
what
chaotic.
about what about camera movement and placement and fixing your focus and kind of doing cool stuff like that? You need a filmer. You need somebody who knows what they're doing. Or even if they don't know what they're doing, you still need a body that's going to be able to.
Hey man, homeless man across the street, $20, come move this camera.
Yeah. I mean, would you really want to watch a music video of me just putting something on a tripod and?
Me personally, in the sense that I like watching like guitar videos and stuff. No, I'm just saying like in general. I like a lot of my YouTube
you're my
searches.
Friend and
I like that
you're gonna
stuff.
Say something like that.
If I didn't like it, I would tell you. I'm just saying.
Well, what I'm saying is you wouldn't like it.
I would love it.
it wouldn't be a YouTube video of somebody like a talking head video or a playthrough video. It wouldn't be like that. Like even playthrough videos have somebody like moving the fucking camera, and it's much more interesting that way. Like it's still okay if it's, just somebody on a, camera on a tripod and somebody playing in their chair with their computer and their monitors behind them. That's fine. But that's not a music video. Like what makes music videos cool is cinematography and camera movement and all that cool stuff.
True.
Which in turn means you need people to help you.
Yeah.
Or at least have a fucking band, bro.
Yeah.
Not have to do it all yourself,
There's a lot of you could probably do it on your own in that sense. Like if you had access to like a camera switcher and multiple cameras, and then go back and post and edit
like
it.
One of those tracks that can actually move and do stuff
camera.
Like that.
It's just you'd be spending another $20,000 a good time.
Yeah, you got $20,000 to help me out.
I'm just saying.
In that case, I'll do it. But
I'm just saying. But theoretically, no. But it is. I get what you mean. The bands do need that capital, but like, I still believe a lot of. I had a computer. I still have my computer business. It's very local. I do. I built you a computer. And I have just a Facebook post or a Facebook page separate from my personal one. And I'll everything that I've done, I've never spent money on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. It's all been word of mouth. I posted it in Facebook Marketplace saying, hey, contact me, blah, blah, blah. And word of mouth kind of spread, and I have a decent setup of clientele that I can do things. I believe the groundwork is still the most influential, important thing. And if you're a smart business person, if I'm in a band and we do everything right and we go on tour and we get on, or we go and do all these local shows, and then we eventually get established enough to where maybe another band invites us to do a tour with them. We're not on a label, whatever. That groundwork is crucial in the sense of like, obviously we need to get to and from the place, get to those venues, make some money with merch or a tip jar or whatever. Like there's some strategies I believe that still do really well. I have found a ton of great, what's that band, Dennis? Autumn Lies Buried, or what is it called? Is that them? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
You remember that band that was in the church and it was the big dude with the dreads? He's like rapping really fast. But anyway, that band is from Nashville, and I found them through the channel, through the live stream, and they were just there at the Left to Suffer and Boundaries and fucking Body Snatcher show. I got to meet them, got to see them, and they were just out there hustling and that groundwork, and I got to see them live, and they were like, yeah, we're going to go and play a couple more shows outside of Tennessee here in the, like, I think that groundwork is still fucking crucial, and that independent nature, that hustle, I think is what makes the band. I feel like all these superficial ones that, obviously on a label kind of have their own whatever, and I guess that's the end goal at some point, but I still believe that word of mouth and that fucking shit is just the move with some of that stuff. Like in your position, it would be really cool to see you. I'm going to just shoot out an example. Let's say you go to a bar or something and they're doing like, I'm going to just be very generic, say they're doing a talent show. I don't know if it's going to be an actual metal show, but if you went up there and you started shredding and stuff and started playing some of the stuff that you do, I'd fucking be a very happy attendee, depending on the kind of bar it is, I guess. Like, but I mean, there's certain things that you can do. I don't know any of those bars here. Oh, we got a few here in Memphis. But like people just do open mic nights and just let anybody do whatever.
Oh yeah, but like metal? Most people would be like,
we have a lot of really cool dive bars that are all just straight metal, and some of them are like metal karaoke.
I've never seen one of those.
Come to the South,
bro. I want to. Okay, I want to.
We need you.
Money.
I know.
No, I think there was there's some things we're probably not thinking about too. Like I wonder. Like something like super fucking grown up. Like what about health insurance? Do record labels help you out with that for a band? Do they give you, what about like just insurance in general? Like if you're on a tour that's being promoted and being put on by a label or something like that, you crash your van, whatever. They gonna pay for that?
I doubt it. Because you remember the Ghost Inside had that issue and they had a GoFundMe. Like I doubt that they do.
Well, that was probably for medical bills too, because even with insurance, this country is it's just fucked up.
True.
And I'm going through that right now too. I pay $450 a month for health insurance, and on top of that, with a doctor's visit, blood work, and medication is another $150 on top of that. So I'm spending roughly $600 or over a month just on my current medical situation.
Wow.
So yeah, that's you want to keep saying this country is the greatest in the world? Think again. Anyway,
no.
So
not at all.
Yeah, I think there's some stuff like that. I think there's maybe there's some beneficial things still that record labels would offer. I just don't know what they are because I'm not a touring musician.
Yeah.
I think, you know, if there's some sense of security, even though you're giving a significant portion of your revenue away, if there's some sense of security that's worth it for you, I think that's all right. I just don't know what that would be or if it even exists right now.
Yeah. It's harder for metal too. I think like with hip hop and rap being as trendy as and top dog as it is, and metal slowly kind of, you know, getting back up there in the charts and shit like that. I think for the bands that we listen to, well, I think it's a lot of the stuff that is mainstream now. But
yeah, I mean, like
with
Bring
our
Me the
bands
Horizon will get on a chart,
yeah.
but that's not that. What does that do for us?
Exactly, like the people that are on the ground and like our genres that we like Beat Down and stuff like that, like Kublai Khan. I was listening to a podcast with Matt on it recently. He was like, "Yeah, when the pandemic hit, I had to go get a job at Kroger for a little bit just to make some money." Like, he signed to a label and everything too, and they didn't, you know, so. And in the metal scene, I don't think it's as secure. So I think you really do have to kind of think outside. Like Matt Heffy, he streams on Twitch and does great with Trivium, obviously, but still, I don't know if he does it for the revenue or if he does it for the publicity. But
he probably
definitely
just does it because he likes it.
Yeah, but he definitely has sponsors. He's all over a lot of shit, and it's great.
Well, he's also trying to future-proof himself too, right? Because I mean, he knows he's not going to be touring in Trivium until he's 95.
Very true.
Like. I mean, if you got that stuff going, I mean, a lot of these people have shit going on behind the scenes too that we just don't know about. But it's a good point. It's a strange one, man, and it is another good point. Bring it up that metal is a very specific genre in that regard because, you know, it's at the end of the day you are relying still mostly on touring.
Yeah.
Which is really rough for anybody. I think if you were talking about the groundwork thing a minute ago, and I think at least if you have a member of your band that is smart enough and willing enough to be the manager and take care of all that stuff as well as playing shows every night, that's huge.
Yeah.
If you have one member of your band that takes it upon himself to become an audio engineer, that's huge. And basically with those two bases covered, I don't know the percentage, but a lot of your job is going to be taken care of. Or the job that a record label would be able to offer you, or the assistance that they would be able to offer you would be taken care of already. Mm-hmm. So I think with those two things, that would be huge for any band. And I think from then that's a stepping stone to, you can do it by yourself. You don't need a label.
I agree.
But I think to answer your question, labels are going away.
I think so too. It's a very open-ended question in that sense. We're gonna find out here in the coming years, but. Appreciate everyone hanging out with the podcast and checking us out, listening to us. I love it, and I know the boys love it. We missed Marshall tonight. Marshall's celebrating his birthday. We're going to let him do his thing.
Happy birthday, Marshall.
Happy birthday, Marshall. He's going to listen to this and be like, what the fuck? Real quick shout out to the listeners and everything. We have some really cool stuff planned for the podcast, some new themes that we're going to try to take on with different topics and different bands and a whole bunch of other stuff. We're going to dive more into metal style podcast here soon. Hopefully going to have some special guests here soon too. We've been in talks with a lot of people. We've been in talks with a couple bands, a couple of friends of ours that are in the scene. Super excited about what we got going on. Finally, let's plug it. You can catch me on Twitch, twitch.tv and YouTube. It's X Superhero Joe X. You can catch Eric over at Equiscult, EQUISCVLT on Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. And then Dennis is on Instagram at whatitis98. Thank you guys so much for listening. Goodbye. Play the outro.